Hello, guys. Hello, everyone. I hope I am audible. Hello, everyone. Quickly tell me, am I audible? Good evening. Great, I am audible. Great, you got the all the outputs. Nice. So, first of all, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the day 4 of this amazing AI agent, build your own AI agent bootcamp. I am your mentor, Lakshita Deva, and we will be learning about how can we integrate the tools in our chatbots or LLMs or everything. Okay, in today's lecture. And in tomorrow's lecture we will be going to deploy our project. Hello. So we will be starting with the lecture within 2 to 3 more minutes. Okay, so till then, if you guys have any kind of doubt regarding any topic, then you can ask me. I hope I'm clearly audible, right, guys? Sir, where are you from? I'm from Delhi, actually. Guys, if you have any kind of doubt regarding any topic that we have covered in these 4 days, these 3 days, you guys can ask me in the chat. And we will be starting with the session within 1 or 2 more minutes so that everyone can join. Okay. First, we will take a quick recap of yesterday's session, and after that, we will start with today's lecture. And today's session will be most of the coding part only. So, if you guys are comfortable, then you can code side by side. So, after this bootcamp, what would you recommend I can do to improve in learning agentic AI? Yeah, so I would highly recommend to build some a little more complex projects. Okay, you can go to any chat gpt or claude and you can go and search for some kind of agentic AI projects, and I would highly recommend to build some agentic AI projects, a little more complex projects. Like this is a very basic level or in normal level project, but I would highly recommend to make some advanced level projects or some projects with real time references or something like real time use cases and all. Okay, if you have missed 1 or 2 day attendance, so don't worry. Just make sure to attend the rest of the classes and fill out the attendance for all the classes. Like if you have missed 1 or 2, so don't worry right now. Okay, you are still eligible. Great. So I hope we should begin with the lecture today. So quickly tell me, guys, is my screen? Yes. Quickly tell me, guys, is my screen visible? Guys, quickly tell me, is my screen visible? So what is implementing agentic AI with front end? So yeah, actually in tomorrow's lecture when we are going for the deployment part, I will be going to show you guys how can you deploy your project with the fast API so that the front end or the back end of the website can easily be connected with the fast API. Like the front end would send some kind of request to your fast API and will get the output, and that output can be showed on the front end. So it is very much easy to connect your APIs with your front end or back end. Like that's a very basic thing every developer knows. So I will be teaching you guys how you can make the fast API from your Agentic AI. Sir, how to make the AI bot not only print the message but also take some values the user provides for it. Oh yes. So Satvik, this is what we are going to learn today as well. Okay. Like it is a very famous agent known as React agent. So it is a kind of agent which loops back through it. So we will be learning this today. Okay. Apart from Python, which other language we can use for development? So it is based on which kind of development you are interested in. Like if you are interested in web, then you can go with like JavaScript and all. If you are interested in let's say app dev, then you can go with Flutter and all. Yes, I hope the font size is now clear. Quickly tell me guys, the font size is clear or not? Okay. So if you are going to use Google Colab for this project, so must make sure like we are right now taking all the environment variables in this .env file, okay? So must make sure like there is some other way to store this .env files and everything. So must make sure in Google Colab to use that specific type. And one more thing, for the deployment purpose, you must make it in VS Code or any like editor. Like it is not possible to make it in Google Colab for deployment purposes when we are going to make the fast API. I was talking about agent develop. Okay, so there's instead of Python there is Go as well. It is also very famous language. Why I have created so much files? Because in the deployment part to make the code neat and clean, like right now, let me just show you a quick review. Like we have all the LLMs over here, right? Like what is the technical LLM is going to do, what is the feedback LLM is going to do. So I'm going to do nothing, but I will just simply shift these LLMs. Like this is the feedback, right? So I will just simply shift these LLMs over in the over their particular folders to make a more systematic and more cleaner version of your code at the time of deployment. Okay, so I'm just going to like just copy paste the code over in these files in tomorrow's lecture so that we can like have a proper systematic code at the time of development, nothing else. So that is why I have made these folders. So like I will move all the agents in these files, like I have billing, feedback, interface and technical. Then I will move all the nodes in these files, and I will have the graph.py where basically I am going to compile my graph. Like this much code will be there in my graph.py, and in my main.py I'm going to import all of these nodes and agents and graph, and I'm going to build the fast API. So this is why I have created like these many files. Right now most of the all of the files are empty actually, but to make the code more and more cleaner we are going to use these files in tomorrow's lecture. Yeah, you can use Gemini API key as well, it's not a problem. So Satvik, I am going to tell you how we can use like there if you want to store the memory, like so that the user can take reference from the previous chat and all. So a better way. I have showed you guys was uh, yes, the better way was RAG by making a RAG pipeline and taking a vector database. This is for the memory part. But if you want to take user input and everything, so I am going to show you how you can take the info. Okay. So like in today's class, we will be learning about an agent known as React agent. Yeah, the code files are provided in the community of the group community, WhatsApp community. Okay. So you can take all the files from there. So let's begin with today's lecture. So let's start with the theoretical part, uh, the coding part. So first of all, I will just create one more file in Chatbot only because all of these files I'm going to fill out in tomorrow's lecture while deploying the code. So let's quickly take one more Chatbot as, let's say, toolbot. Okay, I'm taking the name toolbot.ipynb. So I've created the Python file ipynb notebook. Now I'm going to quickly select the kernel over here. So I've selected the kernel and I will test if the connection is done or not. I will simply write print hi, and as you can see the connection is successful. So let's begin now. So I will take the similar code from the previous bots only. Okay. So yes, let's take this code first of all. So I have told you guys why do we use this import os from .env, import load underscore .env and load underscore .env parentheses open close. So this is basically used for connecting with the .env file of ours. Okay, sir. Then we have langchain underscore grok import chat grok. Okay, I will just simply copy and paste it over here. Then I have my LLM over here. I will simply take my LLM. So as you can see, I have got my LLM as well. Okay. Now, sir, what are tools actually? Sir, what are tools actually? So tools are, so let's say this is your LLM. Okay. This is your LLM. Let's say user gave some kind of query to the LLM, but the LLM does not have answer to that query. Okay. Let's say the user gave some kind of query to the LLM, but the LLM does not have the answer to that query. So what are we going to do? We are going to connect the LLM to a toolbox. We are going to connect the LLM to a toolbox so that LLM will send that query. LLM will send that query to the toolbox and we will get the output from that particular toolbox. Okay. Now, sir, what is this toolbox? Toolbox can contain any external function or any external method through which we want our output. Let me just show you with an example quickly. Let's say I have this bot.ipynb, right? So this was the bot that I created. So let's say I am going to ask one more question to this bot. Let's say the question is uh, give me recent AI news. Okay, I have to just run all of these files quickly once more. Now if I'll print response of, I will just quickly copy paste it. So as you can see, it gave me some of the AI developments in table format. Okay, but let me just make it a little bit print response messages -1 dot content. Yes. So it gave me these kind of AI developments. Okay. But as you can see, these are not, you can say, like the most recent developments. Okay. These are the developments that have been done long ago. Okay. These are not the most recent developments. So what we can do, like what this shows that the AI agent does not have the access to recent data. Let me just give some kind of prompt like give me recent AI news made today. If now, yes. So as you can see, the output I got is I'm sorry, but I can't help with that. Why? Because the AI does not have, because the LLM does not have access to recent data. Let's say instead of today, let me just write yesterday. Now let's see the output. Okay, so it gave me some kind of output, but as you can see the output, I don't have real-time access to yesterday's press releases or news feeds. So I can't provide a verified list of AI stories that were published on 2025 11/24. Okay, so this shows that the AI or the LLM does not have access to the data or the real-time data. Sir, then how can we get the access to the real-time data actually? So by binding it with some kind of tools, by binding it with some kind of tools, some kind of external tools, we can get access to the real-time data as well or any other function. Okay, sir. Sir, how can we get the real-time access now? Sir, how can we get the real-time access now? So there is a tool known as Tavily tool. I've also told this about this Tavily tool in previous, let's say, approx in day one, I think so, if I'm not wrong. Okay, so this Tavily tool helps us to get the real-time information from the web. So okay, let me just open my real ID. So I will quickly log in. You guys can also access the Tavily tool free of cost. Okay. So I will quickly, yes. So as you can see, it is a paid API, but like you can get some free credits as well for this API. So as you can see, this is my API right now. I will quickly copy this and I will paste it over here in my .env file. So I'll paste it Tavily API key equal to, I will paste my Tavily API key. So as you can see, this is my Tavily API key. You can create your own API key as well. You just have to log into your Tavily account and you will get an default API key over here. You can use that API key as well. Okay. So you can quickly create your API key and use your Tavily API key. Okay, sir. Sir, this is an external bot. But sir, can we create our own custom tools? Sir, this is an external tool, right, sir? Can we use our own custom tools? Yes, we can use our own custom tools as well. Okay, sir. How can we do that? So, let me go to my toolbot. As you can see, I have created the LLM, right? Now, I will quickly run this cell. After this, I just have to use, there's one more library that I must install, that is langchain underscore, sorry, not underscore, Tavily. Okay, so to access the Tavily API key, I must use this langchain slash Tavily library. So I'll quickly write pip install -r requirements dot txt. So as you can see, it quickly installed the Tavily in my environment. As you can see, here's the Tavily. So now I will quickly go to the toolbot.ipynb and I will write from langchain underscore Tavily. I am going to import Tavily search. Okay, so from langchain underscore Tavily, I am going to import Tavily search, and I am going to use tool is equal to Tavily search, and let's say I'm going to take max underscore results is equal to 2. So what does this denote? So first of all, I have called my Tavily search from this Tavily API key that I have in my .env file, and after that I have told my Tavily search that hey, pick up maximum 2 results from the web. Okay, and I have stored it in tool. Okay, sir. So I will quickly run this cell. Okay, Tavily search API wrapper value did not find Tavily API key. Okay, sorry. So I will quickly write comma os dot get env Tavily API key. Positional argument follows. Okay, is there some kind of error? Follows keyboard argument. Okay, let me just use uh Tavily. Sorry, API underscore key is equal to validation of Tavily search API did not find Tavily API key. Tavily. Please add an environment variable. So is there some kind of error? Okay, yes, sorry. Actually, what was the error? So I've added my Tavily API key over here, but I forgot to save this .env file. So that is why it was causing an error. So let me just quickly save it. So as you can see, I have saved this .env file now. And now if I will access this Tavily tool, maybe without this as well it will work. Let me just try. Okay, no, maybe it is required. Oh, sorry, I have to run this as well again. So as you can see, it clearly worked. So what was the error? I actually forgot, I added the Tavily API key, but I forgot to save my .env file after adding the Tavily API key. So that is why it was causing an error. Okay, great. Okay, sir, this is how, like, this is an external tool. But sir, how can we create our own custom tools? So to create our own custom tool, let's say I want to create a tool that multiplies to number. Okay, let's say I want to create a tool that multiplies to number. So I will simply create a tool def multiply. Okay, I'm going to use a, which is an integer, comma b, which is also an integer, and my return type is also int. Okay, so this is my function. Now, very important part. I must add a doc string over here. I must add a doc string over here. Why, sir? Because doc string helps the LLM to see if I have some kind of tool for this particular task or not. Doc string helps the LLM to see if I have some kind of tool for this particular task or not. So let's say I will write, I just have to mention what does this tool do in the doc string part. So I will write multiply two integers, full stop, use only if asked to calculate a product. Okay, so I've told this multiply function of mine, like I kept the doc string as multiply two integers and use only if asked to calculate a product. Then I have to give the arguments. The arguments are a, that is int, and it's the first integer. Like, you just have to explain what your function do. Okay, nothing else. Then let's say the second argument is b, that is also int, and this is the second integer, and you have to return uh, you also have to return an integer value, which is output int. Okay, so what I have done over here in my doc string, I have just given what my tool is going to do. That my tool is going to multiply two integers. It is used only when we will ask to calculate a product. And what are the arguments? There are two arguments, a and b. Both are integers. And what it is going to return? It is going to return the output in integer format. Okay, then I just have to give a return statement to my what say tool, that is a into b. So now this is my custom tool. This is how I have created my custom tool. Okay, sir. So we have seen that when the when the user gives some kind of query to the LLM, we need to join this tool with this LLM, right? We need to bind this tool. We need to bind this toolbox with the LLM. Okay, sir. How can we bind this toolbox in the LLM? So I will create a list first of all. I will create tools is equal to, I will create a list with the name tool comma multiply. Okay, sir. Sir, what is tool? Tool is nothing but the Tavli tool. Okay, sir. What is multiply? Multiply is my custom tool, as you can see. Okay, sir. So I've created a list named tools, which contains all the tools. That is the Tavli tool and the multiply. Okay, sir. Now what I can do, I will quickly write, as you know, I have to bind these tools with my LLM, right? So I will write LLM dot bind underscore tools, and I will give tools, and I will store it in, sorry, LLM, and I will store it in LLM with tools. So what I have done, I have created a variable LLM with tools, and in this variable LLM with tools, I have binded my LLM with the help of dot bind underscore tools function with the tools. Okay, arg interest doc string not found. Okay, just give me a second. So it's showing some kind of error now. LM with tools is equal to LM dot bind underscore tools, and I have given the tools over here. Tools is nothing but the list over here. If I'm not wrong, the function is bind underscore tools. If it's bind underscore tool has no attribute bind underscore tool, right? Maybe there's some kind of error. Let me just quickly see. So here I have created my .env. Okay. Okay. I've used my chat grok. I've used my langchain Tavli tool. Then I have taken tool is equal to Tavli search. Max results equal to 2. Then I have my multiply tool. Okay, great. Then I have taken the multiply tool. I have used tools is equal to, I have created a list with the name tool, comma, multiply. Then I have used LLM with tools is equal to LLM dot bind underscore tools. And I have given tools as the parameter. So guys, do you see any kind of error in the code or something? Okay, so you are saying Tavily search is not working. Yes, I am also thinking it is some kind of naming issue. I hope so. Multiply, no. Tools. What's the error is saying? Argument A int in docstring not found in function signature. Okay, here, just a second. A int, A int, first int, B int. So it is showing some kind of error in the custom tool actually. A int, first integer, A multiply by B. I have taken A as integer, B as integer. The return type is integer as well. Let me just run this once more. Yes. So actually what was the error? So in the docstring part, I have taken like I have not taken any gap between this A int and B int. So it was taking this whole as an argument. But what I have to do? I have to give a space between A int and B int, because this is showing that A over here is an integer and B over here is also an integer. But when I am not giving any kind of space, so it is taking this whole as an argument. This is taking this whole as an argument. So that is why a little space also matters. I hope you got the error, guys. So this was the basic error that we were facing. So as you can see, we have completely binded it with tools. So I hope this much is clear, guys. Is everything clear till now? Guys, quickly tell me in the chat, everything till now is clear or not? Like all the errors that we are facing and everything we are solving real time. Quickly, guys, quickly tell me in the chat. Everything clear till now or not? Great. So now we have taken our LLM with tools. Now the next thing is we have to create our bot. So for that, I'm going to simply copy paste my code for this bot over here. So first of all, I want to create my state. So I will create a state over here. Then I have to, yes, create the state over here. So this is the same code that we did 2 or 3 times now. Then we have to copy this. We have to create our graph. And in this pod.ipynb, okay, yes, this is my graph. And one more thing I want to copy is this chatbot node. Great. So this is my basic chatbot graph, right? Sir, now how can we use tools here? Sir, how can we use tools over here now? So for that, we want to import some more libraries like from Langgraph dot prebuild. From Langgraph dot prebuild, I'm going to import tool node. Okay. and from Langgraph dot pre-built, I'm going to import one more library. From Langgraph dot pre-built, I want to import one more library, that is tools underscore condition. So these are the two libraries that we need to import. The first one is tool node. So under this tool node, we are going to keep all of our tools, and this tools condition is going to divert the user flow towards the tool node whenever required. Okay. So I will quickly create a tool calling LLM, def tool calling LLM, and I will take the similar state as state. Let me just copy this over here. Okay. Now I will take return messages LLM. Now instead of LLM, I'm going to use LLM with tools. Okay. Instead of LLM, I'm going to use LLM with tools. What is my LLM with tools? It is nothing but the LLM with binded tools. So I'm going to take LLM with tools dot invoke state of messages. Okay. Then we have created our graph builder equal to state graph state. Then we have graph builder dot add node. We have chatbot, and under this chatbot we are going to use tool calling LLM. Okay, not chatbot node, we want tool this tool calling LLM. We don't need this chatbot node right now. Okay, so I'm going to add a node with the name chatbot, and what is the functionality? It is the functionality is tool calling LLM. Then we want to add one more node, that is, I'll simply copy this line. So now we want to add one more node, that is the tool underscore node. Okay, this is the name for my tool node. This is the new node that I'm going to add, and under this node I'm going to keep all the tools. Okay, so I'm going to use the library that I imported, that is tool node, and I want to give all the tools over here. Okay, sir. Then we need to add the edges. So first one is start to chatbot. The second edge is now the second edge must be a conditional edge. Okay, the second edge must be a conditional edge. So graph underscore builder dot add underscore conditional underscore edges. Add conditional edges. Now I'm going to take okay, chatbot. So this is the first node that I created, chatbot. Then I have to take tools underscore condition. Now I will write the tools condition, like if I got the tools over here, then I am going to send it to the tool underscore node. Okay, then I am going to send it, if it's an end, I am going to send it to the end. And at the end I'm going to make an edge, that is graph builder dot add edge from tool node to the end. And I will, at the end I will compile the graph. So quickly run this. So as you can see, it is running properly. So I don't think so you guys have any kind of error till now. I want creating text to video agent, but I okay. So if you are trying to use text to video agent, so you can just go to Grok, and there are many LLMs you can find over there, text to speech and something something agents. So you can go and check out for the LLMs like those. Sir, I am getting validation error in Tavily search. So, Satvik, where exactly you are getting the error? Can you please tell me? Great. Okay, so let's move forward. So as you can see, we have successfully compiled our graph. And if I will try to print my graph now, so I'll simply copy this over here. I will paste it over here. So this is my graph. Like this, it is the starting point. Then we have the chatbot. Then if we got the output from the chatbot, we will directly go to the end. If we need some kind of tool, then we will go towards the tool node, and after that we will go towards the end. Okay, sir. Now let's try it out. Let's say I'm going to take response is equal to graph dot invoke. So I'm going to invoke my graph with, let's say, a message. Okay, give, yes. Let's say I'm going to take the same message. Okay, and then let's say I'm going to write from m in response of messages. I'm going to write print m dot pretty underscore print. Yes. Okay, there is some kind of error from m in response. So what is the error over here? So I've taken the graph over here first of all. From n in response of messages, I'm going to print m dot pretty underscore print. So what's the error over here from m? Okay, sorry, my fault. It's for, not from. So as you can see, this time it took a little while. This time it took a little while to run this cell, but at the end we got some kind of results over here. At the end, you can see we got some kind of results over here, like Tesla stock and everything. So as you can see, we got some kind of results over here. But in the previous case, in the bot.ipynb, we were not getting an exact real-time access to the data. But is this time, as you can see, there was a tool call. Which tool call? There was a Tavily search tool call through which we got some kind of output this time. I hope this is clear, guys. Quickly tell in the chat if this is clear. Yes, the code and everything, all the code, all the notes are provided in there in the description of the group, WhatsApp group. Great. Okay, let's try it once again. So this time, let me just give the prompt as, let's say I'm giving the prompt, give me recent AI news. Let's say I'm giving what is 2 multiplied by 3. Okay. Let's say this is the prompt I'm going to give. So as you can see, for the multiplication as well, it gave a tool call, that is multiply, and the output is like a is 2, b is 3, and we got the output 6. So it is working properly. Like we are calling all the tools in a proper format. Like for multiplication, the multiply tool was called. For, let's say, the real time web search, Tavily tool was called. If we want any some kind of other tool or something, so we can simply create our own custom tool, or we can take some kind of external tool. We can easily add it or in the tools list, and we can access it through the LLM. Okay, sir. But there is a small catch over here. Let's say, I'm going to copy this first. Okay. Let's say I'm going to print this, and the message I'm going to give, the query I'm going to give is, give me recent AI news made yesterday. and tell me what is 2 multiplied by 3. Okay, this is the query that I'm going to give. So as you can see, it made a tool call, that is Tavli search. It gave me the news, it gave me the recent news, but I didn't got the output for what is 2 multiplied by 3. Why, sir? Sir, why we didn't got the output for 2 multiplied by 3? So if I will explain you, okay, just a second. Yes, if I will explain you, when the LLM, first the user gave the query, okay, so this is the query. First the query, we tried to find the query with the help of LLM. But when we didn't got an output, we sent the query to the toolbox, right? We sent the query to the toolbox. In this toolbox, we have Tavily and we have multiply, right? So we parse our query, when we parse our query, first we hit the Tavily tool, right? First we need the Tavily tool for the recent AI news. So when the LLM saw that, hey, we need a tool call, we need the Tavily tool call, it sent the request to the toolbox. We got the Tavily output, and toolbox was returning to the end. So we got the end output. But in this case, if you see, we didn't parse through the whole query. We didn't parse through the whole query. That is why we didn't got the multiplication part. We didn't pass through the whole query. That is why we didn't reach the multiplication part. Okay, sir. Sir, how can we solve this now? So here comes the React agent into play. Sir, how can we solve this? Here comes the React agent in the play. So whenever the user is giving some kind of query to the LLM, so one path is going directly straight from the LLM to the end, and one path is going to the tool node, and from this tool node we are going towards the end. Am I right? So what if instead of going to the tool node to the end, what if we just loop back to the LLM? What if we just loop back to the LLM? So the output from this tool node will be sent back to the LLM. The LLM will parse the rest of the query. We will hit the multiplication part. Then again we will go to the tool node for the multiplication tool. Then again the query output will be sent to the LLM. And after that, when the whole query is parsed, the LLM will send the output towards the end. So this is the flow that we are going to make, and this is what we call React agent. This is what we call React agent. So let's quickly implement this first of all. Then we will go deep into this React agent part. Okay. This is agentic AI. When we are creating all of this flows and everything, this is called agentic AI. Okay. So let's quickly create the graphical flow. Let's quickly, what was I saying? Yes, let's quickly create the React agent now. So as you know, the next part we have to do is I will simply copy this whole code. Where is the code where I've made the graph? Yes, I will simply copy this graph over here. I will paste the graph over here. So this is my normal graph. Now what I want to do, okay, what I want to do is instead of this tool node to the end, I'm going to give it to the chatbot. Okay, and I hope it's done now. Maybe there is not much of a change. Okay, let's go. I'll simply run this cell and I will print the graph now. I will print the graph now. So as you can see, now we are looping back towards the chatbot. As you can see, we are now looping back towards the chatbot. So let me just give the same query once again to my LLM. Okay. And let's see if now we are getting some kind of proper output or not. Okay, during the task with the name chatbot ID this, we got some kind of end over here. Okay, so there is some end over here from the chatbot towards the end. So, okay, maybe we don't need this right now. So let's try it without this. Okay, so we must need tasks with the name chatbot ID. Okay, what we can do over here is whenever we are encountering an end, we are going to send it to the chatbot only. Let's try this. Okay, we are going to call the tool no. So why are we facing an end over here? So let me just quickly review my graph over here. I've started from state graph, start and end. I have my tool node, I have my tool condition. Then I have created the tool calling LLM over here. Then I have my graph builder equal to state graph of state graph builder dot add node tool calling LLM. Okay. Then tool node, I have tool node tools, right? Graph builder dot add edge. I have start. Then I have chatbot. Okay. Then I have graph builder dot add conditional edges. From chatbot, I'm going tools condition. Then tools condition, I'm going tools, then tools node. And if I'm encountering, okay, I have to go with underscore end. Let's try this once. Yes, as you can see, now the problem is resolved. And if I will run this cell now, yes, as you can see, first we are going for a Tavily search over here. The tool call is for a Tavily search. Then there is a tool call. Okay, there is to multiply Tavily search. Scrollable element. So as you can see, first it gave me the proper output for the recent AI research. This is the output. Then we got a 2 multiplied equal 6. Okay. So as you can see, we got the answer to both of the queries. Not only one query like over here. Over where? Yes. So over here, when we have given two queries like what is the recent AI news and what is 2 multiplied by 3, we got the output for only recent AI news. But now we got the output for both, that is the recent AI news as well, and the math question that we asked, that is 2 multiplied by 3. So I hope this much is clear, guys. I hope this much is clear, guys. How much time do we get to finish and commit our agentic mini projects? So you were given approximately 2 to 3 days to complete your project. Okay, to complete your mini project. All the details regarding the certificate criteria will be shared to you in the WhatsApp community. So please stay active in your WhatsApp communities and groups. I hope this much is clear. A simple chatbot can do search. How can we create a chatbot that can run code in an editor like an IDE? Like, if I'm understanding correctly, Mudit, you're talking some kind of advanced flows and everything. So that is like for that flows and everything, you must go more and more deep into your agentic AI part. For like, how can you create more tools and how can you join and loop back and everything. So yeah, just Once again, you got to. Great. So yes. So this is how the React agent work. Now, so the answer to the question that how can we take the input from the user as well. So what you can do, you can maintain some kind of React agent will which will pass towards the like whole flow or something, and you can make it a little bit memory based. Now sir, how can we make it memory based? Like how can we store a little bit of memory? So to store some kind of memory, there is a function. To store some memory, there is a function known as memory saver. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm simply copy all of this. I will create one more graph over here, and I will import one more library, that is from Langgraph dot check pointer checkpoint dot memory. I'm going to import memory saver. Okay, so I'm going to use the library memory saver. Okay, and I'm going to create a memory variable where I'm going to save the memory as memory saver. Great. Now at the time of compiling the graph, I'm just going to add one more parameter as check pointer is equal to memory. Now when I will compile, okay, sorry, there's a error over here, lang graph. Okay, there's one more error, checkpoint dot memory. So as you can see, we have run this cell successfully. Now when I will I have to give some kind of ID, right? Let's say there are multiple users. Okay, let's say there are multiple users. Let's say there is one user A, there is one user B, right? So both of the user will have their own memory, right? This user A will have memory A, and this user B will have memory B. Both of the users must have their own memory. It is not that both of them will access some same memory, let's say S, because then let's say the A asked what is my name, it may return B. Why? Because the memory was same. So what we are going to do, we are going to maintain different memory for both of the users. And how can we do that? How can we maintain different memory for both of the users? With the use of by some configurations. Okay, so for that I'm going to write config is equal to, let's say I'm going to give configurable, I'm going to give it as thread id. Under configurable I want to give the thread id, sorry, thread underscore id, and I will give the id as 1. Okay, so I hope this is correct. Outputs are collapsed. Configurable, there is some error over here. Okay, sorry, this is a dictionary as well. Yes, so now as you can see, it runs successfully. Now I just have to take one more response. Let's say I'm going to create a response. Response is equal to graph dot invoke. I'm going to ask, yes, so instead of this I'm going to ask, let's say first I'm going to ask I will tell that my name is Lakshay. Okay, 1104 configurable. Okay, sorry. Config is equal to config. Great. So this config is equal to config. Right now I was just giving the message, right? But now I am giving one more parameter, that is config is equal to config, which means that right now I am using the thread id 1. So this is the memory for the first user. Okay, let's say if I give thread id is equal to 2, this means this is the id for the second user, which means the llm is going to use the memory for the second user. But right now let's say I'm keeping it 1. Now if I will run this cell, so and I will print response, you can see response of messages of -1 dot content. Yes, nice to meet you Lakshay, how can I help you today? And once more, if I will ask the llm that what is my name, what is my name, now I will run this and I will print the response. So as you can see, your name is Lakshay. That means it retains the user memory. It retains the user memory. But what if we change the configuration now? What if we change the configuration now? Let's say I will copy this and I will paste it over here and I will keep config 2 is equal to thread id with 2. Okay, this is the new configuration I'm taking. And now if I will just copy this over here, I will paste it. I will copy this over here. I will paste it. And instead of config, I'm going to give config 2. Now if I will run this, it is going to say I am not sure, could you let me know, or like how, what would I call you, what would you like to call you. Okay, so this means that I have stored my data in config 1 with thread id 1. I have stored my data in thread id 1. Because of that, thread id 2 does not have access to my data. In the similar way, if I try to access the data in bot.ipynb, okay, let me just try to access the data in bot.ipynb without a thread id. Okay, without the thread id, let's say I'm going to give hello, my name is Lakshay. So it will say hello Lakshay, nice to meet you, how can I help you today? Now if I will ask the same question, now if I will ask the same question, what is my name? So as you can see, the LLM does not retain any memory. Why? Because we have not given any kind of configurable over here, configuration over here, any kind of ID or something. So in the normal case, when we are using the LLM, it does not retain our memory. Okay, sir. And it cannot access our memory with some other configuration as well. So we must give the same configuration to access my memory. So if I will again copy this, I will again paste this, and instead of config 2, I am going to give config, which denotes the thread ID 1 over here. Okay, sir. And if I will ask my name again, so it will say your name is Lakshay. So I hope this much is clear. So this is how you can retain the memory in your LLM as well. This is how you can retain the memory with your LLM. And the answer to Satvik's question, that how can we take the user inputs, so what we can do, we can make a such system like that which will retain some memory for a particular thread id, and we can take the user's input again, and based on that memory we will get the next output. I hope this is clear. And if you want to make a project little more complex, you can add the like React agent part as well in the project. You can add the tool nodes and everything, loop back towards the user and everything. I hope this much is clear. I added you on LinkedIn. Yes, you can ask me questions on LinkedIn. Okay. How can we make it general user interface? So for the interface and front end and part, it's totally on the front end developers and all. We are going to make the Agentic AI backend, which can be used by the front end and web developers and all. What about error handling patterns? So what kind of error handling patterns you're talking about? Sorry, can you please explain? Is there any other handler part in Langgraph? So yes, there are many error handling parts and techniques, but right now we are not going to discuss that because because of the some time constraints and everything. But yes, right now we are not going to discuss those. Where can I ask questions? You can ask questions in the live chat over here. So this is it for today. Today we have learned how can we implement the tools, external tools, how can we make our own custom tools, how the LLM can access the tools, what is the React agent, how can we loop back towards the LLM, and how can we retain the memory from the LLM. So these are the all the topics that we have covered in today's lecture. I hope everything till now is crystal clear to every one of you. And I would highly recommend you guys to go after this lecture, go and practice everything by yourself as well, because without some kind of practice or anything you will simply going to forget all of these topics. Is there any kind of doubt, guys, till now on any topic? So this was it for today, guys. If you have marked your attendance in the live chat, you can leave it. The community link or the group link is there in the chat, or is there in the let's what say description of this YouTube video as well. So you please try to join the community from there if you are not able to join it. So there are LLMs to create videos, like there is View or something. So you can try those as well. Or like there are actually many LLMs online available. If I'm not wrong, there was some LLM with scale or something, like some LLM starts with scale or something, through which we can generate the videos and everything. So you can use the API for that LLM also, site or website, whatever it is. I don't remember the name correctly, but it was something like scale or something. I hope everything is clear, guys. Is there any kind of doubt till now? If there's any kind of doubt, you can ask in the live chat. Else, please fill out the attendance form. In my code, many errors came. So, can you please tell me, Suleiman, what are the errors that you are facing? Guys, please fill out the attendance form in the chat because it is very much necessary for the attendance part. And we'll have the day 5 of this bootcamp tomorrow. That is exactly at 7 o'clock, and we will work on the deployment part. If you guys have filled the attendance form, you guys can leave. Thanks a lot for joining today. Else, if you have any kind of doubt, you can ask me in the live chat, or you can ask me through LinkedIn as well. So I hope everything is clear now. So let's end the session now over here. Don't gonna make. We are going to deploy it as a fast API. We are not going to make any interface or something. We are going to deploy it as a fast API, and we will test the API real time as well. So don't worry. So I hope everything is clear now. So let's meet tomorrow for the day 5 of this amazing bootcamp, and let's meet tomorrow, okay? At exact 7 o'clock. Thanks a lot for joining, guys. And please fill out the attendance form that is there in the chat quickly. Thanks a lot, guys, for joining. Thank you.